Shakespeare was never meant to be read by some bored children in some dark and dusty classroom. It was meant for the stage. That's why when we study Shakespeare, we come down here to the theatre. Being divided into separate groups and performing the same scenes provides us with different interpretations of characters and a deeper level of understanding overall.
Tell me, my daughters, which of you, shall we say, doth love us most? Our eldest, Goneril, speak first.
Sir, I love you more than words could wield the matter. No less than life, so much I love you.
Tell us, our second daughter, our Regan.
Oh, sir, I am made of the self-same metal as my sister, only she comes so short. But I am alone in your Highness's love.
What can you say? Does your third more opulent than your sister, Cordelia?
Nothing, Dad.
Nothing?
Yup.
Nothing will come of nothing. Go!
Whatever, loser.
As Cordelia has shown, we have also studied Shakespeare creatively, by adapting the play ourselves and looking at it from a modern perspective. This helps us to reclaim the language and make Shakespeare's poetic idiom more accessible.
What makes Shakespeare relevant is that the world would actually be very different without him. His influence on language, literature, and the way we live our lives is paramount, and he is contributing majorly to society today. Shakespeare has managed to push the traditional boundaries with his work by mixing genres, tragedy with a hint of comedy, and comedy with some strangely emotional moments. In fact, some of our most favourite TV shows and movies are actually based on Shakespeare's work. He has introduced thousands of words and phrases to the English language. He has literally coined terms for previously unimaginable events. If you've ever refused to budge an inch, if you've suffered from green-eyed envy, if you've been tongue-tied, hoodwinked, knitted your brows, or even laughed yourself into stitches, you are quoting Shakespeare.
Romeo and Juliet gives the most significant example of fate throughout all of Shakespeare's works. In the prologue itself, you've got star-crossed lovers, death-marked love. Their fate is inevitable throughout the play. Even the characters themselves seem to have premonitions about it. Therefore, their love is destiny and fate. It's not their free will.
But that's what's so brilliant about Julius Caesar, is that there's a constant struggle between free will and fate. That's what makes it more interesting. I mean, you have the iconic line of "Beware the Ides of March, where they're foretelling Caesar's death." But even then, Caesar constantly tries to avoid it. He ignores all the warnings, he ignores the dreams of his wife and the prophecy. And this contrasts with Cassius, who's more for free will, who believes it's passive and cowardly to believe in fate.
Yet free will is also compromised in Twelfth Night, but not so death is actually looming. Yes, the couples are actually destined to be together, but this is for the preservation of their own happiness. Now, the likelihood of a perfect ending in Twelfth Night is basically slim to none. There are 12 characters, there's cross-dressing, there's character disappearances, yet somehow, some way, the love triangles seem to work out and end in mutual love and happiness, and that in itself is fate.
Yes, but in Romeo and Juliet, you've got the strength of the love and hate. It's also blindingly obvious. The fate of the relationship between Romeo and Juliet is set in stone, even at the beginning. With the prologue, it's obvious what's going to happen. Whereas in Twelfth Night, the end of the play is controlled much more by the characters themselves and what they want, not by fate.
But there, Julius Caesar overcomes Romeo and Juliet again, because Romeo and Juliet themselves don't actually know the outcome when they start their relationship. Not at the beginning, anyway. They don't know what will happen. Julius Caesar is warned right at the very beginning, and yet still, all the characters are constantly trying to outdo fate and trying to avoid the morbid outcome. And that morbid outcome comes from misinterpretation and misreading. Fate wins.
Yeah, but fate also wins in Twelfth Night, but with a much happier outcome. I mean, Sebastian and Olivia manage to find their way back to each other against the odds. When Sebastian disappears, their sibling love actually determines their fate. Therefore, in Twelfth Night, fate prevails and actually delivers happiness.